West, Florida and Texas Tech later tonight. Cannot wait for this matchup, Rob. 6:09 Eastern Time. So, Rob, when you think about this game and you think about Texas Tech and what it took for them to get past Arkansas, the question is, can the Red Raiders overthrow the Gators, or is this Todd Golden's golden moment?
I like that, Todd Golden's golden moment. I think that Florida ends up winning this game. I don't know if Chance McMillan is going to play. I feel like if he hasn't played the last two games or hasn't at least gone through warmups or whatever, it just seems like that's relatively unlikely. Without him, they are limited in terms of their shooting ability. The way this team is built is to have a point guard that gets into the lane with a bunch of three-point shooters around a rim runner, and without that, their best shooter, it just kind of limits what they want to do. I thought Elijah Hawkins looked really, really small against Arkansas's length and athleticism, and Florida doesn't have the same amount, but they got enough. I think that Florida ends up winning this game.
Mike?
Yeah, I'm with Rob on that. I think the Chance McMillan, if he's in the lineup, that at least gives you a chance against this Florida defense to be able to make shots off the bounce and off movement. It's just, I think there's a chance that the offense is a little too hard to come by for Texas Tech. And obviously the health of Alex Condon is a factor too. Mm-hmm. Him tweaking that ankle again, I think, is something to monitor when you think about that matchup with JT Toppin, and can he try to own that matchup with that pretty stout Florida revolving door in the front court. So that's what I'm looking at. And if I thought Florida kind of hit their stride a little bit in that second half against Maryland, and was able to put that game away what felt kind of easily. So can you carry that momentum into the next round? They're figuring some things out after those first two rounds, and I'm sure they hope to be playing their best basketball as they potentially punch their ticket for a Final Four. So Florida.
Oh, God.
Dosters
I never wanted to see that again.
Flashbacks.
I never wanted to see that again.
Every time they win, you are going to see the Gator chomp. And if it's in Final Four, you're going to see it in your face again, just like you saw it in Vegas.
I like Florida. UConn. I like the Gators. I like Todd. Jonathan Safar, one of their assistant coaches, went to Vassar. Like, I like Florida.
You're not going to like them. You're not going to like them much longer if they keep winning, because I'm going to be chomping you right in your grill. Right in your grill.
Okay.
No, Florida. Florida's winning this one. Florida's going to win this one, Fana, and they're going to win this one fairly easily. I really do believe that.
I disagree with that, but that's why we have the debate. Let me make the case for Texas Tech, right? They average 10 threes per game. So it's not like they're going to get overwhelmed by Florida's balance. Now, I really wish that they had a healthy McMillan. That makes a big difference in this.
Huge.
It obviously does. Huge. You need JT Toppin to be an all-American, first-team type of guy in this game, which on his best day, he is the epitome of a matchup nightmare, and he's got to get cooking early. Darian Williams can't go 2 for 12 and a half again. He could against Arkansas, and then once Texas Tech found a defensive formula against Arkansas, and Arkansas missed some shots, then Texas Tech capitalized. We saw youth break down there late. The McCaslin v. Golden coaching matchup is really interesting. Let's face it with Golden. He got outcoached by Dan Hurley. He did. And against Kevin Willard, distraction was the name of the game in that game. McCaslin's got his group believing, but they're going to have to limit Florida's offense. And if you're going to limit Florida's offense, how do you do it? How do you do it for 40 minutes? I think that's where it's just too much. And Florida's ability to get offensive rebounds, that spells problem in this game. So I'm with you guys. I'll go with the Gators as well. I do think Texas Tech is tough and hard-nosed. One thing that's not getting brought up, it's 2 of the top 5 offenses in KenPom squaring off. Mm-hmm. So it should be a lot of fun. Jeff, let's start with you. Duke, Alabama. What's going on in this game? Will Cooper Flag fulfill destiny, or will Bama prove spoiler and go back to the Final Four?
Yeah, I'm worried that Bama doesn't have – I mean, we know they're not going to have another shooting night like that. Nobody will, again, for a long, long time. But, you just worry if again, Duke's defense is not exactly like BYU's defense. Cooper Flagg is an elite defender. Kaman Maluach is very, very tough to score on at the rim and in the post. So I like Duke here, but I think this is going to be – this has the potential, guys, of being the best game of the entire tournament. And I can't wait to see Mark Sears, how he attacks that Duke defense, because I think he can get in the seams, and I think he can get his teammates open shots. Will they make them? That's my biggest question.
Mike?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely agree. It's going to be one of the best Elite Eight games. I know we have 4, so it's definitely going to be one of the best. But yeah, I mean, Duke's defensive coverage is going to be different than BYU's. BYU went under on a ton of Alabama's actions, and then when they blitzed Mark Sears could identify the rotations and find guys for threes. Pace is so important in this game, because what happens when you have pace and really, really high tempo, which I think this game can turn into, you have runs. And so it's going to be the ability for either of these teams to stop the other teams. Like, can you prevent, can you make what would be a 15-0 run only a 9-0 run? I mean, that's like, you can't have the game get blown open. I'm looking particularly at Alabama. I think you can't let this game get blown open by Duke. That's going to be really key. But I think Nate Oates was pretty happy. I know it was 88 points or whatever it ended up being for BYU, but with the possessions and the points per possession, I think he was happy with the defense, because he ran them off the line. He made them, have to finish inside the arc, and I think that's kind of what you have to do with Duke as well. I mean, you can't let Duke go out there and hit 12 or 13 threes, because they're so good at everything else. So that's the story for me. How do these teams contain the runs when the pace is going to be what it is in this game? That's the key. But I'm sticking with my national champion pick. I'm going Duke.
Duke shoots as many threes per possession as BYU did, and they shoot a better percentage from three than BYU did. And to me, there's 2 things that are going to be the key. One is Alabama going to be able to run Duke off the 3-point line the way that they were able to run BYU off the 3-point line. I don't think it's going to be as easy against this Duke team. And the other part of it is Mark Sears is 6'1". Aiden Holloway's 6'1". Look at Duke's starting lineup. Zion James is 6'6" and is like built like a linebacker. And if he's not guarding him, it's Tyrese Proctor, who's 6'6" with length. And if it's not him, it's Con Knipple, who's 6'6" and strong. If it's not him, it's 6'9" Cooper Flagg. And if they want to, they could throw 6'9" Malik Brown in there and just switch everything 1 through 5 and not have to worry about blitz and ball screens or going under or anything, right? Like, how will Alabama's smaller guards deal with the length and athleticism of Duke? I absolutely think Alabama can win this game. And I know that this will probably get shown to the guys on the Alabama roster, Fanta. But I'm sorry, I got to stick with the pick that I made in the preseason or in the before the tournament started. I think Duke wins. I think Duke wins the national championship. I think that this tournament is a coronation of the Blue Devils at this point.